What it is, man, it's your boy Kmajor, and you are live with Hip Hop Weekly All Access. Y'all stay tuned.
Okay, Hip Hop Weekly All Access. This is your girl Brianna, and we are here live today with Kmajor in the building. Welcome.
What up? What up?
I guess we can start out with your, what you're currently working on now. Your current single that you're working on.
Oh yeah, I got my single out with Jacquees, Ain't Your Girl. We just shot the video not too long ago, maybe a couple of days ago. Jacquees been my little brother for a long time, so it's time for us to connect on the record.
Okay. All right. So, I hear that you've worked with some of the greats in the past. You're a veteran in the game. Besides Jacquees, who else have you, worked with?
I work with Usher, Future, the Migos, Chris Brown, some producers, DJ Spin, Southside, Fuse, The Dream, Tricky Stewart. A lot of names. Like it's just a lot of people. I've been blessed.
Okay. What has been your role in working with these artists?
Different aspects. I mean, from like the Dreams, Ushers, from Dream I really learned. He was more of a mentor for me, coming into the game, learning publishing, learning writing. Then the Futures and Ushers, more from a production and writing standpoint. With Future, I produced, on Hendrix, the album with Southside and Spins. And then with Usher, Future introduced me to him, and I did Rivals on his last album. I wrote and co-produced that. So, I mean, with different artists, is always a different vibe.
Okay.
Most definitely.
So, I mean, do you aspire to work with anybody else?
I want to work with Pharrell, Jay-Z, Kanye West, the greats, people who study music. I've always seen myself being in a room somewhere with Quincy Jones and him telling me, like, that's not how you do it like this. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. So I got dreams of working with those type of people.
How long have you been doing this?
14 years.
Oh, wow.
14 years. I started young. I was working 3 jobs. I got discovered by this management group out of Atlanta that had an artist named Yola at the time. He had Ain't Gonna Let Up. That song was going crazy. And so I got my first taste of the Atlanta music scene at like age 12, 13 years old. And from there, it's kind of been flowing.
Okay. So I assume that your history in the industry, you gained interest in now becoming an artist yourself.
Yeah, well, I've always been an artist. I think figuring out how to build a song, like from a writer production standpoint, wanting to be a master of the craft and kind of learning each aspect and mastering each thing is all a part of my artistry. So it's just about timing. For me, I had to get records out and show people I can do this, and now it's time for me to present my whole body of work as one, and that's Kmajor the artist.
Dope. Okay, so talk a little bit about your deal with Warner Chappell.
Yeah, I just signed Warner Chappell. Shout out to Byron Wright over there in my A&R. Me and Byron have a relationship for a long time. And he's kind of seen me, come from underground, starting my own label and, working with Jacquees, some of his beginning records and developing that sound. And then bringing Nash B into the fold, was one of my first kind of things as a label, like going to get Nash B from Perry and connecting those dots. And I've always been a dot connector. And so Byron, when he got in position, he was like, yo, I see it and it's still going. What's up? And we made it happen. So I'm happy to be there.
Okay. It's a lot of people who are trying to, get to where you are.
Yeah.
Any advice you can recommend to the people that are trying to get to where you are?
Yeah, stay focused. I think that each one of us knows, like we know where we want to be and we see the vision, but it's always hard to get there with all the distractions. Like you think you need to do this and people tell you to do this. You got to stay in your own lane and stay focused on your goals and make individual goals. I think that's very important in music.
Okay. All right. So you actually own your own label.
Own label, yeah.
What's the name of that?
3MG Entertainment.
Okay.
It stands for Masterminds Music Group. I came up with it when I was like in 5th grade. It was just an idea that I had, and my older brother, which is my manager, Kenny Brown, he kind of just helped me elevate it in the business world. Like this is an LLC and this is how you do taxes and, all this kind of organization thing that made it real. I was like, oh, this is real. Like it's not just signed artists or you my artist, or it's really a business. So yeah, I'm proud of that.
Okay. Who are some of like your top MCs that you want to work with, or just who you feeling right now?
I like Jay-Z. I always like Jay-Z. I've been a Jay-Z fan. my whole life. His birthday is my mom's birthday, and his message, he paints a blueprint. He don't just rap at you or talk at you. He kind of gives you something and explains what it is. Paint a vivid picture. You know, it's a song, but it's his life at the same time. So that's one of my top MCs of all time.
Okay, what about female MCs? Who you rocking with?
Man, that's a hard one. I'm really rocking with Nikki still. I'm really rocking with Nikki. I like her creativity and her versatility, and like she can go here and go here, and still it's still songs, and it's still, like I'm saying, I like songs.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, dope. So, as far as a lot of people in your shoes, they're, transitioning into, becoming actors, film. Do you see yourself doing that in the future?
I do. I'm nervous in that aspect. Like, it's not something that I'm leaning into. Like, I'm going to go do acting classes right now, but it's something that I eventually want to get to. And if I'm offered the position, if I naturally fit something, then I'm interested, definitely.
Okay. So, are you participating in anything dealing with South by Southwest? I
used to go to South by Southwest a lot, but with me trying to develop my own lane, it's hard to do that at those kind of conferences sometimes with just hip hop music. It's no R&B or R&B/pop lane for us. And so for me, I'm trying to develop and build my own venues and my own lane that, that inspire other artists like, hey, we need to do that and we need to do that. So I'm into doing my own concerts, intimate settings and stuff like that.
So what is your process as far as how do you come up with your style? And like, you write, you sing, jack of all trades pretty much. What is the process? How do you come up with it?
I just try to be myself. I just go off natural instinct. So if I hear you beating on the table and I'm like, I like that drum pattern, I record it. And I try to like mimic it in a program, FL Studio or whatever, or I might hum a melody and come up with a song that way. So it's always different. It's never the same. But in that, I just try to remain me. And like I try to not fit in the trend so much. Like, man, I don't want to sound exactly like this person. So I just got to be myself.
Okay, nice. So, anything that you want to promote, any other things that you need to promote that I didn't?
Most definitely. My website, kmajormusic.com. Always new merchandise on there, tour dates, my schedule, what I'm doing, news, who I'm working with. It's connected to my Instagram, which is the same, at kmajormusic, Twitter, all that. You can reach my PRs, some of the dopest PRs in the game, Eyelash Vision, and that's about it. New single out, Ain't Your Girl, featuring Jacquees. Go get the Future Hendrix album. Go get the Usher album, Playboy Cardi album. We did half on there. Man, I'm just blessed to continue to work. I'm in good spirits.
Okay, dope. Well, it was nice speaking with you, K Major, and good luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
And we do appreciate you for checking in with Hip Hop Weekly All Access.
Thank you.